What's going on, Wolfpack Nation? Thank you so much for tuning in here for another members-only video. And I'll tell you right now, we got a banger and a fun one here today that we're really looking forward to. So today we're actually going to be doing kind of a fantasy draft of our all-time NC State men's basketball team. So basically, we're going to go in order, and basically it's going to be just for anybody who doesn't do fantasy football and all that jazz. Basically, whoever gets the last pick of the first round gets the first pick of the second round. So basically the order is going to be myself, Michael, Greg, then Macon. And then for the second round, it's going to be Macon, Greg, Michael, and me. And then we basically just go back and forth. And the rules is that you have to generally have 3 guards, 2 forwards, or whatever it may be, just, within reason. Also too, again, we're just going to be having some fun here with it for the most part. But so basically 5 players, 5 starters, a bench player, and then a coach. So there's going to be 7 rounds. Again, 5 players or 5 starters, a bench player, and then a coach. So again, we're going to have some fun with it, and then we're going to see what y'all think about it. So let us know in the comments. Let us know in the Discord, whatever it is, what y'all's thoughts are on whose team is the best, who did the best job, who did the worst job. Feel free to be as ruthless as possible. So with that being said, again, so the order is going to be myself, Michael, Greg, and Macon, which means I get the number 1 pick, which gives me a huge advantage, I think, because I'm not even going to, sugarcoat it anymore. I'm going to pick the greatest player to ever play in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Spud Webb, you got it. Thank you. Yep, number 1 pick, Spud Webb. No, the David the Goat Thompson, baby, the greatest player in the history of the ACC, the number 1 overall pick in the NBA draft. Again, this guy, there's not really much that you have to tell in-state fans of why I'm picking a number 1 overall. That dude was a highlight reel and then some. And by the way, too, one other rule that I forgot to mention as well is we are playing with a 3-point as a part of our rules as well. So just keeping that in mind. So so not going to sugarcoat that anymore. Michael, who you going number 2, brother?
So I was saying before, I think I'm going to go a center just because looking at each position in our history, it feels like the centers, there's not as many dominant centers as other positions in NC State history. I'm going to go Tommy Burleson.
Tommy Burleson. Okay. I like it.
Is there anything more to it? I'm trying to look at his stats.
Yeah, I don't have all their stats up. When we did the top 5s, I have those lists, but I don't have all their stats.
So the one thing about Tommy Burleson was he was a All-American. Yep. So that
All-American, was the thing. National champion,
gold medalist,
and he was consensus All-American too. Gold
medalist too. I forgot about that. Yeah.
All right. Well.
Okay. So Greg, you're up
this
next,
is where it gets
man.
interesting, right? Because I think arguably you've taken probably the 2 biggest names from off the board. If I'm going to start a team, and I can go a couple different ways. I'm going to take.
Mm-hmm.
I need a floor general. If I'm not going to get the center, I'm going to take the floor general. Take Chris Corciani. I think I know I could have gone a couple different ways. Obviously, during his time at State, he was probably, I think he left the NCAA as the all-time assists leader, if my memory serves me correctly. Part of the dynamic Fire and Ice. Spent a few years in the NBA with Orlando and Boston. Chris Corciani is my number 1.
That's who I was between also.
That's good. All right. So, Macon, who you got, brother?
So there are a few that I'm in.
I remember you got back to back.
For me, I know. I'm not really worried about it. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to pick TJ Warren. And there's a few reasons why I'm going to pick him here. Well, it's not just because I went to school with the guy, but it was he has the number 1 career player efficiency rating. And at least according to Sports Reference, he's a consensus All-American. I'm trying to figure out some other stats that he had that were really impressive.
He was ACC Player of the Year,
7th all time in points per game. ACC Player of the Year. the guy had the ability to score anytime he really wanted to. I don't know how many other players can score like he can in NC
It
State's
just looks
history.
so easy for him.
Yeah, and I think the other part of it too, he was really underrated as a rebounder. So I'm going to go with TJ.
Okay.
Particularly offensive rebounds. So he was like, at least here he was 6th all time in offensive rebound percentage. So
I respect
that's my
it.
guy, TJ.
All right. Then who's your first pick in the second round, Macon?
I don't know. I got to research some more of these guys, but I'm torn. I'm kind of where Michael was. I was hoping y'all were going to just go ahead and pick all the you were going to pick guards so I could get Tommy Burleson up front. But you know, I'm going to go because I don't know anybody else right now off the top of my head that I could go with. Let me see here. I'm going to go with you took Chris Corciani off the board. I mean, honestly, oh man, I want to save it for this guy too. So here's where I'm at.
I think we need to put a time limit just for Macon.
I wasn't ready. I'll be honest with you, I wasn't ready. I'm gonna go. You took that spot. I'm gonna go with a guy that I think is a little underrated. I'm gonna go.
Dang it!
Gugliotta. Yeah, as a power forward. I think I know underrated. Fans love him, but that's gonna be my guy.
Yeah.
I think he can play the center spot and he can play the 4. And he's a great player. So he's 9th all time in total rebounds. And you know, I know Richard Howell was a rebounding machine, but it's got to be probably him. I have some options at point guard that I'm looking at, but I'm thinking I probably got to go Gugliotta.
Man,
Nice.
I wanted the
guy.
other half of the dynamic duo that got thrown out by Carl Hess back in the day. So I guess I don't get Googs, but I think it was Carl Hess that threw him out. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely was.
All right. Well, all right. So I have my point guard, and now I want someone that that he can get the ball to, and I'm going to go to the 83 team for this one, and I'm going to go Thurl Bailey as my center. Dynamic.
Okay.
That's respectable.
He's 2nd in blocks all time. Thurl Bailey is.
Yeah, great
Kind of
rebounder. Maybe doesn't score the ball as much as you want, but you know, I want my team to be able to play some defense, right? So I'm gonna take Thurl Bailey off the board at my second pick.
I like it. All right, Michael, who you got?
Well, I'm surprised he fell to me. When taking Tommy Burleson first, I was pretty much giving up on him, but I'm gonna definitely go with Rodney Monroe. I mean,
that was my
all-time
pick, yeah.
leading scorer. I'm surprised he made it back around to me, but I'll take him. He's the other half of that Fire and Ice duo. I'm very happy with that pick.
He has the highest 3-point field goal percentage too, and I believe less shots. Yeah, he has. Scott Wood had 809 shots from 3-point attempts, and Rodney Monroe had 739. So on 70 less attempts, he has 2% better for 3-point percentage.
Yeah, you were talking about TJ Warren just being able to score whenever he wanted. Rodney Monroe, same way.
Man, oh yeah, I'm telling you, this is tough. I'm telling you, I don't know how you do it. Yeah, Rodney Monroe, that was going to be a guy. So, man, all right, I'm going to take David Thompson's cousin. Played with this guy, and he was pretty good, and because he's up there. So you know what? I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna take Sidney Lowe. I'm gonna take Sidney Lowe. I'm gonna reach on Sidney a little bit. That might be a little bit early, but
that's not early. He's so high on these days. Like his minutes played per game, he's number 1 all time. He's 2nd in assists per game. He's 3rd in steals. He's 2nd in assists like total assists, total steal. So he's 8th free throw percentage all time. Sidney Lowe's a great pick. He's
National champion.
national champ.
National
too,
champion. Before we continue, I want to take a quick second to tell you about our sponsor, Flatlands Jessup Insurance Group, that has your whole world covered, with agents in 5 offices throughout eastern North Carolina to help you decide how much coverage you need. Offering policies for home and auto, recreational vehicles, commercial, crop, health, life, and employee benefits. They are able to combine options to find a comprehensive solution that works for you. Flatlands Jessup protects the things you love so you can spend less time worrying and more time enjoying them. Find them on Facebook and Instagram at Flatlands Jessup. You can also visit their webpage at www.flatlandsjessup.com. So please make sure to go and check them out. Cool. So next for me, I'm gonna go
Rodney Monroe.
Yeah.
Also, I'm so mad about Vigliata.
That's actually making me mad. I didn't pick Rodney Monroe.
All right. So for me, yeah. See, all right. So I'm kind of split here, but I'm gonna go with CJ Leslie. Forget it. That dude's a beast.
Okay.
I know.
Okay.
Reach
I
alert.
don't know.
Reach alert.
Just-
Reach
Go for it,
alert.
man. Hey, go for it.
Hey.
Go for it.
Hey, listen, all right.
It's just your team, Leighton.
I'm gonna go.
No, I will
CJ,
say
man.
when he was at his best and wanted to take over a game, he could do it.
Well, and he could do it in all facets. He was
Yeah.
he was a great blocker. He was a great playmaker. He was a highlight reel. That's what I'm saying is I think that with David Thompson and CJ Leslie, 2 guys that could light up the highlight reel, and then Sidney Lowe getting the ball
that's
to him.
fair.
I mean, it'll be a great team. It'll be an exciting team. So,
Yeah.
so that's I know. Again,
Was
right,
it
Michael, who
he
you got,
also
brother?
the one with the greatest quote of all time? Wasn't he the we hungry we eat? Or was that
What's that,
That's-
CJ?
No, the
What was
greatest
that,
quote
Julius
of all
Hodge?
time is that I
That was
I
Julius
played
Hodge, I think.
amphibious. I was amphibious.
that's
That's the
yeah,
greatest
Shaq
quote of all
Fulford.
time.
Yeah, the
Yes.
original Shaq.
Yeah, Charles Shackelford.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The original
Yep.
Shaq. You're right.
Admitted by the Shaq himself. So yes, yep. Michael, go ahead, brother.
All right. Looking, I've got a center. I've got a guard. I think I gotta get my point guard here. And pretty much the easiest pick out of the point guards that are left. I think I gotta go Monty Tao.
Mhm.
That would be a good combo
guy,
with
but
Tommy
really
Burleson, national champion. I don't think he was an All-American, but right, the point guard on that 74 national champion team. So yeah, I like that.
And kind of stepping back too, but also too with my other thing with CJ Leslie is that I think honestly too the coach had something to do with it. I mean, imagine if one of the great coaches could get his hands on a talent like CJ Leslie. Like, that's my other thought. Sorry, I just want to kind of throw that in there as well. But anyway, sorry. Go ahead, Greg.
No.
Yeah.
I'm a little surprised this one's on the board still, but not completely. I'm gonna go Julius Hodge. Small forward / shooting guard. 2-time all first team ACC player of the year. First round draft pick. I think it was by the Nuggets. I think. But yeah, I think he'll complement my team nicely. I think next pick I need to go with some grit or something like that. So, but Julius Hodge is my third pick.
Cool. All right, Macon. So you got 2 picks. So you got 2 picks here.
Yep. I'm gonna go fast with this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my point guard, and I'm a little torn here still, but I'm gonna go with my guy at point guard, and he's still. And you look statistically, their numbers are there for it. But I'm gonna go Lorenzo Brown, man. Like that guy was way underrated, and he's like. His numbers, he's 4th all time in total assists. He's 4th all time in assists per game, right behind Corciani Lowe, and there's somebody else up there between him. But Yeah, he's fourth there. He's a really good distributor, and I think for a guy, if I'm going to pair him up with Gugliotta, and then I'm going to put with TJ, I think I need a guy to distribute the ball well. Obviously, they played together. Lorenzo and TJ did, but yeah, I'm going to go with Lorenzo there. Lorenzo
Cool.
Brown.
All right. So heading to the fourth round, this is going to be the last round for this part, and then we'll pick up with the fifth round in the second part. So Macon, who's your first pick of the fourth round?
Okay, so now I need either shooting guard, I guess, or another forward center.
And actually, while you're thinking about it, so let me recap your team. So you have Lorenzo Brown so far, Gugliotta, and TJ Warren is your team so far.
Yeah, I'm aware.
No. Well, not for you, for the listeners.
I get it. I'm gonna go with a guy numbers wise. I really like what I'm seeing as far as a shooter. I'm gonna go Hawkeye Whitney. He's third all time in field goals. He took a lot of shots. Third all time in field goal attempts, but he was a shooter. He was a 6'5" first round draft pick. And yeah, I'm gonna go with Hawkeye Whitney there.
Like it.
I mean, I feel so, and I have a reason why I haven't picked another guy yet, but if he's available later, I'm 100% picking him.
Okay, Greg, who you got, man?
Man, so I was trying to figure out if I was going to go like a 3 guard, 2 forward set, 3 forward, 2 guard set. So
Yeah.
I'm going to. I this is all fantasy. The game has changed, right? You usually run 3 guards nowadays, and but I'm going to have a bunch of bangers on my team, and I'm going with another great from back in the day. I'm going Kenny Carr with my forward. 2-time first team two-time first team All ACC. 2-time All-American, and a 1-time third team All-American. Back in the day, they had 2 different All-American teams. So, and I believe he was a gold medalist, if my memory serves me correctly. So Kenny Carr is my next pick off the board.
Okay, Michael, who you got, man? And don't take my guy.
I don't know who your guy is, so I may take him. Let's see. I've got a point guard, shooting guard, center. So I need a couple wing forward players. Ooh.
Well, yeah, and actually, you're probably not going to take him because you already have a guy in this department. And especially now, you say wings guard, so you're not looking where I'm looking. So go ahead, pick your guy then.
Okay, well, I'm going to pick somebody who's not a wing, even though I just said that. Now that I see him, I'm going Richard Howell. He.
Okay, so you ended up going where I thought you were going to go. Well, because you were saying wings, and all of a sudden now you're picking Richard Howell.
Yeah, I know. I still need a wing, so that was just what I said. But I mean, that dude is just a beast. He grabbed every single rebound. I think he's only the third player outside of Tommy Burleson and Ronnie Shavlik to have over 1,000 points and 1,000 rebounds in his career. And so I feel like he's very underrated.
Yeah, Kenny Carr was going to be one of my probably was the guy I was talking about a little bit. That if he's there, I'm picking him again.
And speaking of, Michael mentioned my guy. I'm going to go with Ronnie Shavlik, the all-time leading rebounder in NC State history, man. Led NC State to 3 straight ACC championships. Was a high draft pick in the NBA. Had a great NBA career. And I mean, he literally has an award for rebounding that's named after him. So I mean, if you have an award named after you, then you've obviously done something good. Right.
He's a 2-time consensus All-American.
Yep.
Yeah.
2-time.
So
1955 and 1956, and he is. There's a stat here that I was looking at. He was going to be I was thinking maybe y'all were going to look over him, but he was. I think he is 7th all time in points scored, and this is before the 3-point shot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean,
well, And that's why in third round I kind of reached a little bit on CJ, was because I had a feeling that Shavlik was going to fall to me just because he's from the 50s. So
Yeah,
it's like,
that's a good
you know,
point.
what's exciting about picking a
see-
guy from the 50s? But
see,
yeah.
here's the thing: Ronnie Shavlik was a center, and he was 6'8". So
Yeah.
6'8" centers
That's
aren't
crazy.
cutting it this day and age. So it's like he's when you pick him, you're picking a guy who can score, and he's
Right.
different old school style. You know, I almost wonder if he would get like abused in this game, but you know, at the same time, he scored that many points without the 3-point shot as a center. So he
Right.
around the rim was awesome.
Yep. Nope. Absolutely. But again, you know, we'll see what happens here in round 5, as I have the first pick of round 5. So with that being said, just kind of a recap where we're at so far. So we got myself, my team so far is David Thompson, Sidney Lowe, CJ Leslie, and Ryan Shavlik. We got Michael's team is Tommy Burleson, Roddy Monroe, Monty Tao, and Richard Howell. Not a bad team at all. Greg's got Chris Corciani, Thurl Bailey, Julius Hodge, and Kenny Carr. And then Macon's got TJ Warren, Gugliotta, Lorenzo Brown, and Hawkeye Whitney. So again, so we still got one round left of the starters, and then we got your bench player and your coach. That's going to be picked here in the next 3 rounds. But we're going to pick that up in the second part here, and then also to kind of break down, you know, the general thoughts of how we did, and we'll go from there. But we'll see y'all for part 2. Again, if you haven't already, make sure once again hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. And I'm sure you're already following us at Tuffy Talk Now on Twitter and Instagram, but make sure to do that if you haven't already. Thank you all so much. We'll see you all for part 2. Go back.